Pump action. The pump action shotgun is the most reliable, most versatile, and most purchased hunting shotgun in North America. A pump action shotgun is typically the least expensive and most reliable. The manual slide operation, pulling the forend back to eject the spent shell and pushing it forward to chamber a new round, has no gas system to foul, no inertia spring to fail in cold weather, and no electronic component to malfunction in a duck blind at 5 a.m. in January. When the rain is falling and the wind is blowing and the temperature is below freezing, a pump shotgun cycles every time. That reliability in adverse conditions is the defining reason that pump-action shotguns dominate waterfowl hunting and turkey hunting despite the existence of faster and smoother semi-automatic alternatives. The Remington 870 is the best-selling shotgun in American history. With over 11 million units sold, it has established the pump action as the default hunting shotgun for generations of American hunters. The Mossberg 500 is its closest competitor and equally proven across decades of hunting use. Both guns are available in configurations specifically optimized for waterfowl, turkey, upland birds, and deer. The same action platform serving completely different hunting applications through barrel and choke selection. The pump's primary limitation is follow-up shot speed. Pumping the action between shots breaks the shooter's cheek weld, requires a conscious motor action, and creates a brief pause between shots that a semi-automatic does not. For experienced pump shooters, this gap is minimal and manageable. For beginning hunters, short stroking, failing to complete the full pump cycle, is the most common malfunction, and it is an operator error rather than a mechanical failure. Most pumps cost between $400 and $750, making them the most accessible hunting shotgun platform at any experience level. For waterfowl hunting specifically, the pump's reliability advantage over semi-automatics in cold, wet conditions is the decisive factor for many serious duck and goose hunters. A gas semi-automatic that malfunctions in a freezing duck blind is a hunt-ending event. A pump that fails to cycle in the same conditions is an operator error that can be corrected in 2 seconds. This reliability differential in the worst conditions, exactly the conditions where ducks and geese fly best, keeps pump shotguns in duck blinds despite the semi-automatic's speed advantage in fair weather. The pump also accepts the widest range of ammunition of any shotgun type. Because it is manually operated, it cycles any shell of the correct gauge and length, regardless of recoil level, powder charge, or shot weight. A gas semi-automatic calibrated for heavy 3-inch waterfowl loads may fail to cycle light 2.75-inch upland loads. A pump does not care. This ammunition flexibility makes the pump the only shotgun a hunter needs if they pursue multiple species across multiple seasons. Waterfowl, turkey, deer slugs, and upland birds, without wanting a dedicated gun for each application. Semi-automatic. The semi-automatic shotgun cycles on its own after each shot, using either gas or inertia energy from the fired shell to eject the spent hull and chamber a fresh round without any manual intervention from the shooter. An auto-loading shotgun allows for multiple shots fired in a hurry, with only a minimal amount of adjustment between shots. The shooter maintains cheek weld, sight picture, and shooting position between shots in a way that the pump action does not allow, which translates directly to faster and more accurate follow-up shots on moving targets. 2 cycling systems define the semi-automatic market. Gas-operated semi-automatics bleed propellant gas from the barrel to cycle the action. This system absorbs some recoil energy in the process, making gas guns the softest shooting shotguns available at any given weight. Inertia-operated semi-automatics use the rearward force of recoil to cycle the action. This system is simpler, has fewer parts, and is more reliable in adverse conditions than gas systems, but produces more felt recoil. The Benelli SBE3 is the benchmark inertia gun for waterfowl hunting. The Beretta A400 is the benchmark gas gun for the same application. Semi-automatic shotguns typically run $700 to $1,750, depending on manufacturer and configuration. The higher price reflects the more complex mechanism, and that mechanism requires more maintenance than a pump. Gas systems in particular accumulate fouling in the gas ports and pistons that requires cleaning after each use to maintain reliable cycling. A pump shotgun that has not been cleaned in 2 years will still cycle every time. A gas semi-automatic that has not been cleaned in 2 years may not. For waterfowl hunting, the semi-automatic's weight advantage is genuine. Heavier guns absorb more recoil, and a gas semi-automatic that weighs 7.5 to 8 pounds, shooting 3-inch steel loads, is significantly more comfortable over a full day in the blind than a lighter pump shooting the same loads. The Benelli SBE3 and Beretta A400 have dominated the premium waterfowl market for this reason. Their combination of reliability, reduced recoil, and fast cycling makes them the preferred tool for hunters who shoot significant volumes of heavy steel loads each season. Over-under. The over-under is a break-action shotgun with 2 barrels stacked vertically, one on top of the other. It breaks open at the hinge between receiver and barrels to load and unload, and closes with a lever lock that secures the action for firing. Every shooter uses an over-under in Olympic trap and skeet. The stacked barrel design negates the left-right compensation required on side-by-sides and provides the most instinctive pointing geometry available in a double-barrel shotgun. For hunting, the over-under is the dominant choice in upland bird hunting. Quail, pheasant, woodcock, and grouse, where 2 shots cover the vast majority of realistic shot opportunities and the gun's balance and handling characteristics matter more than magazine capacity. The over-under's balance point sits naturally between the shooter's hands, producing a swing that follows moving birds with less conscious effort than a pump or semi-automatic. Break-action shotguns have fewer moving parts than semi-automatics or pumps. There is no action cycling mechanism, no magazine tube, and no recoil spring. The mechanical simplicity is the reason break-action shotguns tend to be the most expensive options despite their operational simplicity. The over-under's limitation for hunting is its 2-shell capacity. For waterfowl hunting, where legal capacity is 3 shells in most jurisdictions and where multiple birds in a flock present multi-shot opportunities, the over-under's 2-shell limitation is a real constraint. For upland hunting where single birds flush and 2 shots cover almost every scenario, the limitation is irrelevant. The over-under's 2 choke tubes, 1 per barrel, allow the hunter to set different constrictions for each shot. An upland hunter can set the first barrel to improved cylinder for a fast, open pattern on a close flushing bird, and the second barrel to modified for a tighter pattern on the same bird if it flushes at longer range. This 2-choke capability is not available on any other hunting shotgun configuration and represents a genuine tactical advantage in upland hunting, where shot distances vary unpredictably. Side-by-side. The side-by-side places its 2 barrels horizontally next to each other rather than vertically stacked. It is the oldest double-barrel configuration, the gun of the classic British and European upland tradition, and the shotgun that the term riding shotgun originated from. The stagecoach guard in the passenger seat carrying a short side-by-side. Side-by-sides are also good for upland bird shooters and generally make better conversation pieces. The side-by-side's practical hunting application is almost identical to the over-under. 2 shots, break-action loading, upland bird hunting as the primary use case. The distinction between them is primarily aesthetic and traditional rather than functional. A hunter choosing between an over-under and a side-by-side for upland hunting is making a style choice more than a performance choice. The over-under is more common in American hunting culture. The side-by-side is more associated with European and British hunting tradition. The side-by-side's widened sighting plane, 2 barrels side-by-side create a wider visual reference than 1 barrel on top of another, is sometimes cited as a disadvantage for precise pointing. The over-under's single sighting rib is considered more natural for American hunters trained on rifle-like single-barrel sighting. Both arguments are valid and both platforms are proven across generations of upland hunting worldwide. Single shot. The single-shot shotgun is the simplest firearm in the hunting category. 1 barrel, 1 shot, break-action loading that requires manual reloading after every round fired. Single-barrel shotguns have 1 barrel and only allow 1 shot at a time. They are simple, lightweight, and a good option for beginners or hunters on a budget. The single shot is the entry-level hunting shotgun for new hunters and young hunters because the simplicity of the platform eliminates every mechanical variable except the fundamental skills of pointing and trigger control. A hunter who cannot make the shot with a single shot cannot fix that problem by cycling a follow-up shot, which produces a focused, deliberate approach to shooting that carries directly into more complex platforms later. The single shot's limitation is obvious. One shot per reload in hunting situations where second shots are common. For turkey hunting from a blind where a single, well-placed shot at a stationary bird is the standard scenario, the single shot's limitation is minimal. For waterfowl hunting where 3 shots at passing birds is the standard scenario, the single shot is the wrong tool. The single shot is available new for as little as $150 to $200. Making it the most accessible hunting firearm available at any price point. Bolt action. The bolt action shotgun is the least common hunting shotgun type, but occupies a specific niche where its characteristics are genuinely superior to all other configurations. A bolt action shotgun operates similarly to bolt action rifles, requiring the shooter to manually cycle the bolt to chamber a new round. While not as popular as other shotgun types, the bolt-action shotgun offers precision and reliability. The bolt-action shotgun's hunting application is deer hunting with slugs in jurisdictions that restrict rifle use and require shotgun or muzzle loader for deer. A rifled barrel bolt-action shotgun chambered for sabot slugs is the most accurate slug gun configuration available. The bolt action allows the highest quality rifled barrel to be paired with the most precise trigger in a platform that is inherently more stable during the aiming process than a pump or semi-automatic. Hunters who regularly shoot deer at 150 yards or more with slugs in slug-only zones find the bolt action's accuracy advantage over pump and semi-automatic slug guns significant and measurable. The bolt action shotgun's limitation is rate of fire. It is the slowest cycling of any repeating shotgun action. For deer hunters who shoot a single, well-aimed slug at a stationary deer, this limitation is irrelevant. For waterfowl or upland hunting where multiple shots at moving targets are standard, the bolt action is the wrong choice. The bolt action shotgun is the specialist tool within the specialist category, a platform optimized for a specific application that no other shotgun type handles as well. The practical summary across all 6 types is straightforward. For waterfowl and turkey, pump or semi-automatic. For upland birds, over-under or semi-automatic. For beginning hunters, single shot or pump. For deer with slugs in restricted zones, bolt action or rifled barrel pump. The right shotgun type is determined by the hunting application first and personal preference second. Every type in this video is the correct answer for the right hunter in the right situation.